Tiger Woods is planning on making a comeback in the 2022 Masters. It's only been 14 months since his car crash, where he was badly injured and almost lost a leg.
It's the recovery, how am I going to get all the swelling out and recover for the next day? And my team has been fantastic and worked very hard. So we've got another day of 9 more holes and then come game time.
The 15-time major champion has not competed since the November 2020 Masters. He's practicing at Augusta National this week. Now, if he does play, which it looks like he will, it will be his 24th appearance at the Masters. Joining me now is Bob Weeks with TSN. Bob, good to see you. Tell me why Tiger Woods making it back to the Masters is such a big deal.
Well, when you consider that about 14 months ago, he was nearly killed in that car crash, almost lost his leg, and has spent the first 3 months after that in a hospital bed, went to a wheelchair and then to crutches. All along that, we never knew if he was even going to play golf again, and now to get himself back onto probably one of the most difficult walking golf courses in the game. It's a remarkable recovery over that long stretch, and of course his resume here at Augusta National is stellar as well. So he's hoping he can add one more green jacket to his collection of 5.
Yeah, and you talk about it is one of the big walking courses, obviously. He has played, 18 rounds, but not obviously at this level, not so many days in a row necessarily if he makes it all the way to Sunday. What are you expecting from him?
Well, if you listen to Tiger, he says he's here to win. I think just playing here this week is really success. That's how you would measure success. He wants to get out there and play. We've seen him in practice rounds. His swing looks good. There is a little bit of a limp. As I said, this is a very hilly golf course, 175 feet of elevation change from the highest to the lowest point. He's constantly walking up and down hills. I think it's going to be what happens before the round, how he prepares for it with the physio and all the stuff he's going to do to get ready for the golf tournament, and then also afterwards how he's going to try and recover. Can he do it for 4 days and keep his game intact? I think it's a big ask, but let's not forget back in 2008 he won the U.S. Open with a broken leg, so he knows how to do it under pain.
It's true, and he referenced in his press conference yesterday his team. I mean, he's surrounded by amazing people, obviously, the best of the best, as it were. And so mentally, how do you think his mental game will be?
Well, I don't think there's any golfer tougher than Tiger Woods. He said he's going to be in pain. He knows it. He's played through pain before. He also said that trying to focus on playing golf, which is something he hasn't done competitively since November of 2020. So not only does he have the injuries to deal with, but he's also got competitive rust in there. But there, as I say, no one is more strong mentally than Tiger Woods is. I think if anybody can pull through this and even just make the cut and get to the weekend, I think it's Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it'd be amazing if he made the cut. How badly does golf need Tiger, Bob, versus Tiger needing golf?
Well, I think it's always great to have Tiger, and if you look at the fans around here, I mean, you would think that there was nobody else on the golf course the way they've been following Tiger Woods in the practice rounds. I think hearing from other players as well. Many of the players who are at the top of their games right now are players who grew up idolizing Tiger Woods. So I think really everybody is knowing and hoping and believing that he can play well, and good to see him back. I don't know. I think there's going to be a point in the not-too-distant future where Tiger is going to say that's enough. He's 46 years old right now. His body is beaten up and being held together by lots of rods and screws. So at that point is going to come, but it's not going to be this week, and I think a lot of people are happy about that.
There you go. It's going to be some must-watch TV. TSN's Bob Weeks, good to have you this morning. Thank you.